This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
We've got lots of questions that we got on Twitter, Bruce, for this one. There's no chance we can get to them all. Let's try to do the best we can and zip through a few very, very quickly. I know that you're already late for your next meeting. Andy ABC wants to know, everyone mentions Vince being a body guy, but Honky Tonk Man wasn't a bodybuilder by any means. Was he ever put on any weight loss program, or because Elvis was overweight, was it better for the character that he wasn't too jacked up?
He wasn't fat. Honky was in good shape.
Well, I don't think that's the insinuation. I think the inference here is he doesn't look like the Ultimate Warrior. And we've always heard that Vince was a quote unquote body guy, but he made exceptions for big characters like the Honky Tonk Man, right?
Look, if you're a character and you're an athlete and you can go, it really doesn't matter.
You ain't got to get hot about it.
I do get hot about it.
I can tell. Billy Gunsfax wants to know, why wasn't Rockabilly booked to win the Intercontinental title in 97 from that coward Rocky Maivia? Honky Tonk Man passing the mantle for the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time would have been printing money.
It would have been easier to print money.
I don't know why that's fun, but it is. Smile Alzado wants to know, is it true that if you say Honky Tonk Man 3 times, he appears out of nowhere and steals your trademarks? Now, of course, this joke is from the fact that I believe he owns the Patriot gimmick. Is that what you've heard too?
No. What?
Yeah. He apparently bought guys' gimmicks. I think he owns the Patriot gimmick, or maybe he owns, Sal Sincere's gimmick. It feels like he's like, the gimmick collector on the indies. Never heard that, huh?
Never heard that. Never heard that one.
No, Bobby has an idea. He says the WWE could use a son of Honky. We could have a new Elvis gimmick come in, maybe even have Honky introduce him, then have him shit all over today's music and talk about how everything was better in the 50s or something. What do you think, Bruce? You think no Bobby?
I love it. I would go 50s, 60s or 70s. After that, nothing was great.
By the way, if this dumb shit winds on TV, send your hate tweets to @NoBobby. Matt wants to know, HTM seems to have been the least likely wrestler to make a face turn during this era. How crippling is that over a long period for a wrestler's career? You think that's bad that you never switch, that you're always one or the other? I don't think that's bad.
I don't think it's bad at all. It just depends on if the character is able to do it and pull it off.
Kirinaldo wants to know, who do you prefer with a guitar shot, Honky Tonk or Double J? I'm going to tell you straight up, clobber me all day, Double J.
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. Nowadays, probably Jeffrey.
Den by Cherry wants to know, theoretically, if Ricky Steamboat had never asked
by Cherry,
do you need his fucking address too?
Good.
Theoretically, if Ricky Steamboat never asked for time off, how long does he hold the Intercontinental title, and who does he eventually drop it to? Dragon seemed to be primed for a long run, so I wonder if he'd held it till 88, if Honky still gets it.
June of 1987 in the Honky Tonk Man.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure I follow you.
Well, he asked how long would he have held it and who would he have dropped it to?
Okay.
He would have held it till June of 1987 and he dropped to the Honky Tonk Man.
So if he never would have asked for time off, nothing changes.
Yep. That's it.
You just want to end the show right now and just try again next week?
No, keep going.
Steve Hates Wrestling wants to know, we've seen on numerous occasions that Vince will go out of his way to get previous records broken from out of favor stars, like Orton breaking Lesnar's youngest champion record and New Day breaking Demolition's title reign. Why is the Honky Tonk Man Intercontinental Championship record still intact?
'Cause he's goddamn greatest Intercontinental champion of all time.
All right. Now a serious question. Honky Tonk Man has said that Vince wanted to repackage him in 1988. Did you hear anything about this? And what would the repackage have been? That comes to us from Adam.
The fuck would he ever repackage him as? He was just started as a Honky Tonk Man. I think he'd been there, what, a year, 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years or so.
Max. Yeah, I've never heard that in my life.
J Marsh says there was a pay-per-view where Honky Tonk Man came to the ring singing his Honky Tonk Man song. He was really far behind the beat. Was it a work to have him be off like that, or was he just unable to keep the beat?
No, it was just fucking awful.
Okay. There's a fun story here that lots of people wanted to know about from kayfabe commentaries. Our man Sean Oliver sat down with King Kong Bundy, and he said that Honky Tonk Man used to dine and dash at restaurants without paying. Honky Tonk Man denied this. And he would even say that King Kong Bundy never left a tip for anybody anywhere. And then Honky Tonk Man says that, well, that's not true. Or I'm sorry. King Kong Bundy says that's not true. Honky Tonk Man says that, he shouldn't have to tip. He's almost like Reservoir Dogs in that opening scene. And I think Honky Tonk Man says, why should I give you extra money because you brought me my drink and didn't spit in it when I could spend that money on my family or something like that? Do you know about Honky Tonk Man either dining and dashing or being the world's worst tipper?
I do not, but there are a lot of guys that view it that way. That's why when I see the Steve Buscemi character there, Reservoir Dogs, it's like, yeah, I've played that scene out many nights.
And it's,
yeah, I never heard that Honky dined and dashed.
in this photo says Honky versus Valentine at WrestleMania 7 would have been a decent match with a storyline rather than just having Valentine job out to Quake. What were the plans for Honky had he not left? I think he's talking about 1991 here. I mean, would that have been it? I mean, did you sort of have that circled in your mind's eye before you got shown the door, Valentine versus Honky?
I think that's probably where they were going when they broke up the tag team. Yeah. I mean, that's logical, and that's what they had built for all that time. But yeah, I was shown the door, Conrad. I was fired.
Hypothetically,
Yeah.
Sterling Pingree wants to know, what would it sound like if Honky Tonk Man sang "With My Baby Tonight"?
Spend my days working hard on the go with my baby tonight.
Gary wants to know, did you guys just purchase gimmick guitars in bulk? And if you did, how many do you think you went through a year?
Not for Honky, for Jeff Jarrett we did, though.
Right. Yeah. For Honky, it was more of a special deal. It was the big shows. Whereas with Jeff, it was twice a week.
Yeah. You got those Guitars R Us and shit. Then there was the gimmick Guitars R Us and shit.
Seb wants to know, hey Bruce, how horrendous on a scale of 1 to 10 did it look when Honky had to reposition himself in the correct spot for Warrior to do the running splash on him? It is pretty bad.
He was saving his own life.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. It was like, God bless you, man.
And here's the thing. I think, and we did sort of gloss over that because fans are so familiar with it, but Willie brings up a great question. He says, has there ever been a bigger star making moment than when Honky put over Warrior at SummerSlam? Willie says, I struggle to think of anything even on that level. Maybe Kane's debut, but dude, I know we sort of poke fun at the gimmick every now and again, but Honky had white hot heat. People hated him. People wanted to see him lose, and for him to come out there in that outfit, that's heat. And then just shit all over everybody. Oh, I'll beat up whoever. And then the Warrior's music hits, and the fans were already digging the Warrior, and you could tell that they were getting behind him. But this is sort of phase 1 of the big Warrior push that's going to make him the top star in the business in like 18 months. And I don't know that it would have been as big had Honky not helped him light the match here. Would you agree?
No, absolutely not. And still to this day, even if you don't have all of that background you have, it's still a goosebump inducing moment because it was just so big. Honky went out and set the table, and here comes Warrior. Bing, bang, boom. Thank you. And that place was on fucking fire. I put that pop up there in the same pop of Worcester with Austin coming out when Mick won the title.
Yeah.
It was just one of those, the roof comes off the place.
We'll get one more, then we'll wrap this week up. Brent wants to know, was Bruce there the night Dynamite Kid apparently slapped Honky Tonk Man off his chair in front of everyone for insulting Harley Race?
No, I heard about it, but I was not there. And I think, I don't know if that was embellished or not. So I couldn't really tell you. I was not there, did not witness that.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode on the Honky Tonk Man. We hope you dug it. We'll be back next week covering an anniversary show of sorts. It's going to be Unforgiven 2005, and we'll cover it on the exact 15-year anniversary.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.